I had two policemen too interviewing me, and from there they said, a girl child cannot be able to jump from this fence. And so you are the one who would know where the kid is. Nobody is allowed to go with a kid outside the gate without permission apart from me. So you are the one who would know where the kid is. I've been accused that I'm able to ferry her to the States, and that is what I have done. There are friends that come to visit the kids. Actually, they come for the kids, just to be with the kids and to, to do activities together. And so I am accused of sending her to one of those friends.
It's now emerging that this person who presented herself as the mother is not the mother, but a guardian.
Yes.
Did you not do your due diligence?
Yes.
You have a legal, legal documents that say, I've given you my kids.
Actually, when she agreed, I didn't think about that. In good faith, I wanted them to be kids.
You are now facing a couple of allegations.
Yes.
Number one, you've trafficked
Yes.
Veronica.
Yes.
Number two, the people in your circle,
Yeah.
the people who support you with the school,
Yeah.
cannot be trusted. Do you have anything to hide or anything to protect? Because you are being watched by hundreds of thousands of people right now. Hey guys, welcome to today's episode of Tales of Wanjiku. My name is Lynn Ngugi, and guys, a 13-year-old girl is missing, and the woman who has seen her grow, get good grades since she was 6 is now being accused of trafficking her. So what exactly is her truth? I really don't want to complicate this introduction. I want her to introduce herself so that she can be able to tell us her side of the story, and she's so open about it. So guys, let's just hear from her. Mom, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
If you could start by telling us your name.
Okay. My name is Margaret Mwiruri, and I live here at school. The school is Pleasant Hope Academy at Kamango, which is in Kikuyu.
Yeah.
And I live here with the kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a very beautiful, big school.
Thank you.
Are you the owner?
Yes.
So it's a private institution?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mom, why exactly are we here today?
The reason why we are here is to work together and find Veronica, to bring her back home, because we love her and we are really eager to see her back so that she can do her exams, and also with the others that she has been living with for 7 years.
7 good years.
Yes.
Yes, I want to get deeper into the conversation and also understand your relationship with Veronica and her other siblings.
Yes.
But before that, we would love to know you better. Maybe a bit of background about you and how you came up with this institution before we get into Veronica and the accusations that you are facing right now.
Yes. Yeah, I would say I wasn't born here, and when I got married in this area, several kids were not going to school, and I was really feeling pain about that. And I decided in my heart, one time I will have a school here to help the natives and to help, any other kid that would be in need. And so, being a teacher, I would feel so bad to see the kids loitering in the village, really knowing that if they went to school, they would become somebody in future. And so that is how we started. And we are a family of teachers.
Yes.
So I started, my husband and I, and then our two kids joined us. And then the wife to my son also joined us.
Yeah.
And so in the beginning, we were like just helping the ones that were around. And we had moved from this area to another area. In that area too, there were kids who couldn't go to school. And we would bring them here. In the first place, we started learning at home, in the house. And the kids who had dropped school would go back to school. And the ones who were not going to school would start. And so there wasn't big enough space over there. And so here we had space. And we came and started the school here.
This place here?
Yes.
This is your land?
It is our land.
Legally?
Yes.
So this is a family business?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take us a little bit back
yeah.
in your life.
Yes.
And also your American, background.
Yes.
So that we are able to put a few things together.
Yeah. So when my daughter graduated from university doing education, I had a daughter who had gone to the States.
Yes.
And needed my help. And so my daughter, who had trained as a teacher, she decided to leave her job and come join us so that I could be able to help my daughter in the States. And so they worked together, and I would work on the other side, sending to support the school, because as you have heard, we didn't start with like a private school would start, like getting enough money to run the school. But we had, I would say family, we were 5 teachers.
Yes.
We had employed 2 others. And so I would work and send money to help the school. And with the time, as people have been now moving into the area, we did get some paying students. But the ones who really cannot pay, and they deserve this, we do make sure that they get it.
Okay.
And so that is how I went to the US. And that was a few years ago.
Yes.
And so we did, my daughter petitioned me, and I did get a green card. And after I applied for citizenship, and then I did stay there for quite a while.
Okay.
And then when my daughter wanted to go back to school, we decided I come and be with the kids as she goes back to school.
Okay.
So I'm here for the kids that live here, because I would love them to have a good future, and I know they will.
All right.
Yeah.
So how many years were you in the US?
I was in the US since 2011.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long has this school been in existence?
We started it in 2005.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a long time. Huh?
Yeah.
And in those years,
Yeah.
have you had any case, or has a case been, labeled against you?
No. The children who have gone through here, actually they do come back because they loved the time they were here. They became who they are. We have some who went through the school. Like if you came earlier, you could have found our accountant. He was the first group of the ones who did their KCP here. And she has gone through university.
Yes.
And she's working for us now. He wants to give back. And there are others who are in college right now. And there are those who are in high school. Over the holidays, actually, they do come back here because this is their home.
Okay.
And they are most valued. Some of them were desperate when they came. Some of them couldn't even have gone to high school. But I'm thankful to God because they have been able to do so. Yeah.
Let's talk about the management of the school,
Yes.
especially financially.
Yeah.
So you have kids who are not, and then you have those that are able to pay.
Yes.
What's the percentage like of those kids who can afford
Yeah.
and those who can't afford?
I would say right now they would be half and half.
Half and half.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the half that
Yeah.
can't afford.
Yes.
Where do the funds to sustain them come from?
Yeah, when I went to the States, I did work with several people. And some of them were really happy for what I did for them. And some of them have the heart of kids. And when I told them my story, actually when I first went to the States,
Yes.
we were not certified to do our exams here. And so I left my job for a few months when the government agreed to certify us. And so I came so that we could do that exercise.
Okay.
And we were to renovate what we had because we didn't have enough rooms. And also we were to promise that we would do permanent buildings so that the rooms would be enough for each class and a qualified teacher for each class, of which we were not able to afford them.
Okay.
So when I was called to come and be certified, I tried to do my best. But again, I was to go back to the States, and we were not certified yet. And so I told my boss over there that I might not go back then because we are not certified yet. And we need to do more than we have so that we can be certified. And that is the time he came in. And they both asked, it's a couple, they both asked, what does it take for you to be certified? And I told them the remaining things that were there. And that is the time they helped me. So we were able to be certified, and then I went back to work. They knew that I was sending every coin here, and then they did ask me how they can help me. So that these ones that I'm struggling with, we really used to struggle then, because this is like a semi-arid area. Even if we did farming, we couldn't get enough food. And so we were struggling, but for the kids, they were happy because wherever they had come from, some of them were not having the meals that one should have. But then here we really struggled, and they would have.
Okay. How do you vet the kids that you help? Because I want to get to Veronica and how you got her and her siblings. But as an institution, how do you vet the kids that you take up? The ones that now you say will take good care of you, you'll be sleeping here. This is a border, right? So kids sleep here. How do you vet?
For us to decide who we are taking, we have a long list of the ones who need help. But you can only take so much that you can be able to help. And so we look at their families, we look at the income, and most times you find that some of them are from broken homes. Many of them are from broken homes, and some of them do not have parents. And some parents are there, but really not helping the kids. And so we do look at the income, and we do look at the situation at hand. Sometimes it's a kid abused, and you just want to keep them in safe hands.
All right. So let's get into Veronica's case. You've been with her for close to 7 years. And her other siblings for almost 9 years. Walk me through this case, and if it's a student you regret ever taking in.
I would say when I did find the kids, I would go to church where they were living. And these kids they knew that I'm a teacher. And they would cut some small cartons ready for me, so that when I go, we would learn on those cartons. I didn't have money enough then to buy them books, actually. So we continued learning on those cartons. They would use charcoal to write, and I would mark. And then later and the mother used to travel a lot because she's a preacher. And so I really saw kids that were very eager to learn, but they don't have that opportunity. So I did ask if I could help them with education. And the mother gladly said that she would be more than happy if I did so. And so I came with them. And then the first time I took 2, And then the other 4 were a little younger, and then they came after.
All right.
Yeah.
You found them in church?
Yes.
Their mother's church?
Yes.
That's where you used to fellowship?
Yes.
So I think the question, as I said, majority of the people will ask is,
Yeah.
if the mother is a preacher,
Yes.
they have a church,
Yes.
meaning they are financially stable.
Yes.
Why are you taking these kids?
Yeah.
And why are you not asking the mother,
Yeah.
why can't you take these kids to school,
Yeah.
given that there is a law that
Yeah.
clearly states that
Yeah.
kids need to be in school?
Well, I just looked at the love of the kids, and then I pitied them to see, they are waiting for when they can be taken to school. I really didn't discuss about it, but once she agreed, I was more than happy to give education to those kids and to have them play like the other kids, because then, in church, children have to be quiet. So the first thing I did give them when we came is time to play and also continue with the learning that they really loved. Yeah.
So the mother voluntarily
Yes.
gave these kids to
Yes,
you.
she did.
It's now imagine
Yeah.
that this person who presented herself as the mother
Yes.
is not the mother,
Yeah.
but a guardian.
Yes.
Did you not do your
Yeah.
due diligence
Yeah.
to make sure that you have the birth certificates,
Yeah.
you have the ID,
Yes.
you have a legal documents
Yes.
that say, I've given you my kids.
Yeah.
They are now, given these are minors, I've passed my kids
Yeah.
unto you.
Yeah. Actually, when she agreed, I didn't think about that. In good faith, I wanted them to be kids. Let kids be kids, where they can play, learn, and but not stationed like in a church, how one would be stationed. So I didn't think about that, but since we need the birth certificate to have their names, to enroll them, I've been asking for the certificates. And she has been promising, but I never got any. So, and the last time I went, because I did go, and since the kids are exam age now,
Yes.
the national exam,
Yeah.
she was hostile. And she said, that is, something, she will bring it when it is needed, but not now. So I've been waiting, patiently waiting, and we have struggled because they only have the assessment number. They don't have the names right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many of them are in high school?
We do have the one in high school, but the ones who lived there are several in
Yes.
high school.
Yeah.
But from that family,
Yes.
we have one in high school.
Veronica's siblings. You
Yes.
have one in high school.
Yes.
Okay.
So she comes home here. And over the holidays, she comes home here, and I take her back to school.
How did she get to do KCPE without the birth certificate or the guardian documentations?
Yeah, it was quite hard. We still used the assessment, the numbers that, the index numbers, but we never had the certificate. I never got to get it.
Is that a requirement from the government?
It is.
So how did the institution bypass that?
It was hard. We really had to go to the offices,
Yes.
ask for help, and she was able to do her KCPE.
Okay.
And for the rest, we still have problems. Yeah, because she has promised to give me the birth certificate, but it never gotten to a point.
Is that something you regret now? The fact that you
Yes.
did not get all the documentation?
Yeah, if I pushed hard and maybe said there's no way they can go through, maybe it could not have come to this point where now we are missing one, and I'm being accused of, having to know her whereabouts while I don't know. Yeah.
I want to get more details on Veronica, but earlier on you stated
Yeah.
this woman was your pastor.
Yes.
So have you continued going to that church, or how has your relationship evolved?
Actually, since the kid got lost, before it was okay. I was the best mom for them and the best teacher. And but when the kid got lost or went missing, it has become different. It's like I'm the worst enemy right now. Yeah.
We'll get to that, but do
Yeah.
you still attend the same church?
No, I can't even go to church now.
No, before the kids. I mean, you got the kids when Veronica was 6.
Yes.
From that church.
Yes.
Is it the church that you still go to?
That is the one I used to go to. But right now I've not been there because the last time I was there to tell her the kid is missing, I was really frustrated.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Veronica now. What kind of a person is Veronica?
Yeah.
And how did we get here
Yeah.
that a 13-year-old has been missing for the last 2.5 months?
Yeah. Veronica, I would say, is a girl you would like to have because she's bright. She's loved by other teachers because she's very bright. And she used to lead the class. And but I don't know what happened to her because lately, but I skipped one thing.
Yes.
I said she's very good academic-wise, very good with in ball games, athletics, and in poems and mashairi.
Oh, yeah?
She does very well.
Yes.
But lately she developed a behavior of like picking some things. So like the major one was when she was sent to class by a teacher to get her a file, and the teacher went into the class after, and her bag was upside down on the table, and actually her ID was on the floor, and she knew something has been happening. So she looked into the bag, and 1,000 shillings was missing. And so since she had only sent Veronica to her class, so she asked her, 1,000 shillings from my bag is missing, and I would like you to help me get that money. Try to trace who has the money, because as teachers we are going for a meeting, but I'll leave you. Try to see whether you can find who has the money. And she said there were some kids playing behind the class when she went into the class, and she mentioned names. And so when the teachers went for the meeting, Veronica requested the matron to take her to the boys' dorm because she knows where the money was. And they went into the boys' dorm, and they looked, she would lead the matron, and they looked where she was leading, but no luck. And she asked the matron to leave her behind and she will look for the money. So the matron pretended that she's gone, but she stood by the door and was watching her. And she put her hand deep. The matron thought it was from the biker, and she pulled it out and put it in Denny's pocket, which was in the closet. And so the matron could see her doing that, and then she went, and Veronica presented the money. The money was given out, and then she was seen by the other children outside, running towards the upper side of the school, and they saw her jump over the fence. And so that is when they went to call the teachers and also the security person, the day security person, and they all ran to get her from where she jumped. But by getting there, they couldn't see her anywhere. And that is because she had gone down the valley behind the school, and there are trees, so they could not have seen her. And so they continued searching. They dispersed, and they searched in all directions. And after some time, that was about between 5 and 6. And they tried to look for her and they couldn't find her. But after some time, they got a call. Where she had gone, it's a home not far from here. And she had gone where I think there was a group of women in the house. And she went by the window and started screaming. And she said, the women got out to go get her. And then they asked her what's happening. And she said, I was hijacked by men in a car. And I just jumped off the car out here. But they said, well, little girl, there's no road leading to this place. So a car couldn't have come up to here. And she said, oh, I was sent by my mother to the shop.
She changed the story.
Yeah. And whatever I bought, some boys did grab it from me. And so that is why I came screaming. And so they asked her what her name was. And she said a different name. She said that her name is Veronica, but she said her name was Jarumi. And they asked her, where's your home? And she said, another direction. She said, my home is at Nachu. And where do you go to school? I go to school at Gitudha. So she changes the story. Like the school is Pleasant, and she says a different name. And this time she's in the house with the ladies. And the school that she said she's going to, there was a neighbor girl who was going to the same school, the same grade. And the ladies called her to ask her whether they knew Veronica. But they said, the girl said, no. They have never seen her in school. So they called another one from our school now. And this time, the boy Kevin said, her name is not what you're calling her. Her name is Veronica, and she's from our school. And that time she was wearing our tracksuit, but she didn't wear the jacket that bears our name. So they asked, one of the ladies said, this one looks like from Pleasant. And she said, you are right. I was there before, but I transferred. They called a kid who comes to our school, that one I had said. And Kevin said, this is Veronica, and she lives at school. And so the ladies called the school phone, and the head teacher answered, and they were told Veronica is there. And since they were already looking for her, the 4 teachers went down to get her, and the security guard, because this was about 6 when the night guard comes, so the day guard went with them. And they found her there, and so they sat and talked. And Veronica was ready to come back to school. The head teacher is a counselor, so he did the counseling even right there. And they came up to school, and the girl was okay and doing fine and happy and doing what she's supposed to do. And until after 2 weeks.
After now the first incident, 2 weeks later.
2 weeks later. The first was...
Before we go there, did you have a conversation with her? I'm assuming, obviously, this got to you. The head teacher told you about it. Did you have a conversation with Veronica?
I was not in the country that time.
Okay.
And so, actually, I was to stay for some time. But when I heard that she had escaped, I decided to come sooner.
Okay. And where were you?
I was in the States.
Do you travel a lot?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because I have kids there.
All right.
And I have the children here.
Okay.
So usually I like staying with them here, but I have to go back there too.
To your kids?
Yeah. So this time I wasn't here, and I came after the 2 weeks. So I arrived like today, and after, I arrived on 2nd. And then on my bags, my parcels didn't arrive with me. The following day, I went back to the airport to get the parcels. And so I came back in the evening. And you can imagine I had traveled for 2 days. The third day, I didn't sleep. When I arrived, I didn't sleep. You know, sometimes the body changes, and
Yes.
when it is night here, you feel like you are not sleepy. So I didn't sleep that night. So after coming from the airport, I went to shower. It was dark. I went to shower and I left the door unlocked because I have a house girl and she would maybe want to come in. So I left the door unlocked. And I went to shower, and after that I dressed up for the night. And that time when I'm doing this, the girl comes in to where I live. That is where we keep their snacks.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that she knew that I was in there, because when I came in, they were in class, and I just came into the house and I went to shower. So she comes in and takes a packet of cakes and then heads out. I didn't hear her do that. And so by the time she walked out, she met the teacher on duty.
This is Veronica now.
This is Veronica. So she meets with the teacher on duty, and the other one I had told you about,
Yes.
who sleeps. There are two ladies who sleep with the girls. So one of them, they met as she was coming out of the bathroom, and then the teacher on duty overhears some people talking, and she went and to look and to see who was talking, and she found it was Veronica, and she had her hands at the back, and she was asked, where is she from, when everybody else is in the dorm getting ready to go to bed. And Veronica said, I'm from Madam's house. And what are you carrying? The first time she denied that she has anything, but the bag that had the cakes could make some noise, and the teacher heard. And then she was told to review what she was carrying. And they found out it was a packet of cakes. And she was asked whether she was given. And she said, no. Did you steal? No. What did you do? I took. And what for? So she said she's going to give the cakes to some kids who are hungry. And the teacher asked, now because you don't leave the compound, how will you take it to them? They will come by the gate and I'll give them. And she was asked who were those, who those were. And she said names of children who were learning here before, and now they're in high school. But the teacher knew she didn't know these names. And so she sent the other matron to go and ask who those people are. So the matron went to the class, because grade 8 was still in class, but their grade 6 had gone to bed. And the grade 8 told the teacher, those were students who were here a long time ago, and they're not here anymore. So they called the head teacher to ask him what to do, because now this has happened. And the head teacher said, let the girl go to sleep, and we can talk in the morning. And so she didn't wait for the morning. When morning came, we wake up early to shower and go to class for morning preps. And so she waited for all the others to get up. And when they were in the bathroom and others showering, and they have toilets in the dorms. So she ran off and jumped over the fence again. So some two who were dressing up in the dorm, they did hear, I don't know whether to call it a stamp, where like somebody is falling. And they asked, we can see Vero's water here, and she's not in bed. and they went looking for her in the shower room, and she was there, and she wasn't there. So they called the matron. They started calling loudly. And for sure, when she came, Vero was not there, and they said where they had heard the third, but she was already gone. But right that minute, the matron, the security guard, and the teacher who was there, they ran to go and look for her behind the dome, where there was like about a quarter acre of maize. So they went in there and searched. She wasn't there. And they told, because I was also woken up, actually that day I didn't shower. I called the driver and I told him to come quick, so we try to get to the bus stop before she gets there if she's headed that way. So he came and we drove to this bus stop and we couldn't see her. We actually drove up to Kikuyu and we didn't find her. So from that day we started our search. It is now 2.5 months and we have been searching. The following day we did make many pictures. The following day is when we reported to the police station, and we printed pictures of her, and we went to the matatus of this area. We extended to a place known as Dogoto, and we talked to the matatu people, the motorbike people, and to places that you would think you would find the kid. And we asked them to help us look for her. And as we were doing that, there was a lady who was sitting there, and she told us, this kid that you are showing me on the picture, actually yesterday I'm the one who directed her the way to Kawangware. So we started then our way to Kawangware the following day. For several days we did that.
Kawangware.
To Kawangware, to Dagureti.
Hold on, Kawangware. Is that term familiar to Veronica?
Yes.
How so?
Because that is where she came from.
Kawangware.
Yes.
That's where now the church was.
Yes.
In Kawangware.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have searched that side. We have gone to the police posts, to the chief's offices, to playgrounds where children play. So we have many posters almost everywhere. We also went to Dagureti. To this side, we really went far to places known as Kerere, Kiawanda, Bigio, very far. And if you enter into matatus of this area and Kikuyu area, you find her pictures in the matatus, on posters, on electricity poles, everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah. And then when we found that we are really limited in, walking to different places, we decided to seek help from Inoro. And we did the announcements for 3 days. We couldn't find her there. Later, we talked to Kibe. I don't know whether you know this.
Simon Kibe?
Simon Kibe. And he also helped us. So he actually came to school, and many people called me after, and even many people came. But we have no luck up to now. We have not found Veronica.
Until now?
Yeah.
At what point did you alert her mother? And what has been the response?
When she went missing, like today, I went to the mothers the following day. After we looked for her for that one day, I went for her to her the following day, and I told her what happened. And the reaction right then wasn't very good, because she said, after she came the following day, after I reported to her that the second day, the following day she came here, and she came with several people, and they all took the children from classes to interview them. Some of them were police officers. Some were in uniform. And they all took the kids that were studying and they divided them into groups and they were interviewing them. And I had 2 policemen too interviewing me. And from there they said, a girl child cannot be able to jump from this fence. And so you are the one who would know where the kid is. Nobody is allowed to go with a kid outside the gate without permission apart from me. So that is what they were telling me. So you are the one who would know where the kid is. Well, the kids told them their story. I told them mine. But that is what they left the compound with. And from there, we've been looking for Veronica. There has been many calls where for sure we find some kids missing. And we find them, but they are not Veronica. There is the latest where we were told by our inspector at Kamango that the OCS has called him and Veronica is hospitalized in Namanga. And so we were told to go to the police station at Namanga and they will lead us to where the kid is at.
Namanga?
Yes.
The far Namanga?
So we drove there.
That's a distance.
We really sped up because we were really eager to get there and find her. We were happy now, at least we hope she will be able to do her exams because she's about to do her final exams.
Yes.
And everybody had many questions running in their minds, like at least she will tell us how she got there. And at least we'll know what happened up to now, what has happened up to now. And we were eager to get there and we get to the police desk and we announced our arrival because they are the ones who had called. And they asked, "You're here for what?" "For the lost kid that you called us about." And they showed us a picture of another lost kid who is a high school girl. But that was not Veronica. So they took us to the OCS who had called. And the inspector told him, "We are here because of your call." And he said, he has not called. And he doesn't even know about the girl. The phone that had called, they did track it when we were there. And they found out that the last time it called, it was at Idastradia, Butere Road, near the bank, the Barclays Bank. So we were not lucky because it was shut by then. It was not open.
It was shut.
Yeah, but the inspector here told me that the DCI headquarters are searching for that number. Yeah. So there are many instances where we have been called and we find it's not her. Actually, since then, we have been on the move.
Just looking for her.
Yeah.
The siblings to Veronica that were still here, how many were they?
They were 5 because the 6th is in high school.
Are they now?
Yeah.
And were they here
Yes.
when you guys were looking for Veronica?
Yes. They also looked for Veronica with us. But after a few days, the mother came for them. And we gave them the books. And she decided she wants to go with them. And she also wanted us to go and visit the one in high school because they were saying she might have gotten lost like Veronica. Maybe I'm not telling the truth, but we have not gone yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
This mother now, how did you come to know she's not the mother?
Yeah.
She's a guardian.
Yeah.
And how often, since you took the kids, has she been here?
Yeah.
What role does she play?
She doesn't come many times. Like last year, I would say she came in December. This year she came at Easter. So sometimes she can just appear because she didn't have a phone then. So she wouldn't call me to tell me that she's coming. And if I needed to talk to her about the kids, I would have to go and knock at the gate because she didn't have a phone then. And so she has not been coming many times. I have once taken them for 3 days, and she stayed with them for 3 days, and then she called me to go get them. Yeah.
How did you know she's not the mother?
It is only now that we are doing this case. That is when it has come to light that she's a guardian, not their mother. But when I took them, I knew I was taking them from their mother.
And none of the kids told you otherwise?
I think the kids don't know because they call her mother. And the time I took them, they were very young.
Yeah.
Just, I don't think they would understand. Yeah.
Okay. You are now facing a couple of allegations.
Yes.
Number one, you've trafficked
Yes.
Veronica.
Yes.
Number two,
Yeah.
the people in your circle,
Yeah.
the people who support you with the school,
Yeah.
cannot be trusted.
Yes.
Can you walk me through that part?
Yeah.
And do you have anything to hide or anything to protect? Because you are being watched by hundreds of thousands of people right now.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to hide?
I have nothing to hide. I'm actually an open book where anybody can come and visit and also help me look for Veronica, because that is a lot of pain in me. A kid that you have brought up and happy about because they are getting what I really wished they would. And now I'm accused that I trafficked her. I really feel so bad, and I just wish we could find the kid first and then other things would come second. Because I was really hopeful for her future. Now she won't sit for her exams. That really stresses me, and I still have hope that maybe before the start of this, she might appear.
Before we go to the allegations,
Yeah.
if at all this clip
Yeah.
finds its way to Veronica,
Yes.
what do you want to tell her?
Oh my goodness. She knows that I love her. All the children miss her. Actually, they were praying as they prayed. They said, Lord, please let her miss us at a point that she would like to come and see us. For me, I would love her to come back home, to be with the ones that she has lived with for the last 7 years, the ones she knows most, and her home where she has lived for those years. And that is why we are with you today, to do this, to air this for anybody who would find her and bring her home. And most of all, to know that she's safe wherever she is. I'm praying that, Veronica, if you can see me, you know that we love you. We have all your teachers around here.
Yes.
They are all waiting for you to come back. So come back home. What has happened, we are not going to go back to that. We would just love to have you back and to know that you are safe. And to have your future going. Right now, we don't know where you are, and we don't know whether you are safe. Please come back if you can see me. Yeah.
I believe she will. I have a feeling she will. Have a feeling she will.
Yeah.
But let's go back to the allegations.
Yeah.
Where did the trafficking allegations come from?
Yeah.
And I understand you also have a friend who has a chopper.
Yeah.
Why is that story
Yeah.
part of this conversation?
Yeah, they are connecting the story to the chopper because we do have a friend who has a chopper, and he rewards the students who perform well, just like an encouragement to others, of which it has really worked. Every child wants to be given a ride on the chopper, and so they work very hard for that. So any child performing well, like getting over 400 in like KCP, you know, it is out of 500.
Yes.
They do get a ride, and not only in the school, in the schools around.
Not just here.
Yeah.
The schools around.
Yes. So one of Veronica's brother happened to be one of those who were rewarded. And he got a ride on the chopper. And so they are basing the argument on, even if Veronica doesn't have a birth certificate, she doesn't have a visa, she doesn't have a passport, that I can still get her on a plane because we were able to get his brother on the chopper. But, you know, chopper and the plane is quite different.
Yes.
You'll have to have all the paperwork to fly out. So I've been accused that I'm able to ferry her to the States, and that is what I have done. And also, they are friends that come to visit the kids. Actually, they come for the kids, just to be with the kids and to, you know, to do activities together. And so I am accused of sending her to one of those friends. And we even have had to make a call, not me, but the DCI, to make a call to them as they investigate to see whether she might be abroad. So let everybody know that if I wanted to ferry this girl, or if I ever did that job, I would have when she was younger. But now she's big and can express herself, and it's even hard to do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How far has this investigation gone, and what scares you most right now?
Yeah. It has gone far because many children have been interviewed, the teachers. I have been called to the DCI's office several times just for questioning. And it has gone far because there's a file for it. And my fear is all this might go on and we don't find her. I just wish that everybody would stop everything else. We investigate about getting her so that whatever else comes up or we do after, the girl is with us. Yeah.
Your concern is you first get the girl.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have the documentations? You said this land belongs to you legally.
Yes.
Your teachers.
Yes.
Is the paperwork okay?
Yes.
Or how are you guys?
It belongs to us legally. The teachers are very good teachers that we have. They have what it takes to be a teacher. And so we are legally okay.
Okay.
And I'm praying that everybody may join hands with me
All right.
to look for the girl. Yeah.
To Veronica's siblings and also her guardian,
Yes.
what would you want them to know?
Yeah, I would like them to know that in my hands, Veronica was safe and would be safe. And I can never do that to the children that I love most. I wanted to see their future grow. I wanted to see them grow, go to high school like the others, and also go to college and get their own jobs. So that was my wish, and it is my wish even now. Because if we find her, I
Yes.
know she will be able to do that. Yeah.
And you've never had any case before in regards to any kid, any student,
No,
any criminal case against you?
never,
Zero.
never, never.
There's a reason I asked whether you travel a lot.
Yes.
Do you think also it has to do with the fact that you move a lot? That the trafficking allegations?
Maybe that would be what they think.
Yes.
But when I travel, I talk, we arrange everything with the teachers, and the children are in good hands, and I don't take long. I really love to be with the kids because that is my calling.
All right.
Yeah.
If anyone has anything against you,
Yeah.
or they know something that maybe we don't know, are you open if they forward any information about you to the DCI?
Yes, I'm open. Anybody who has anything that they know, and maybe I didn't say it here,
Yes.
I would like somebody to come forward and I can clear everything that it would take.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So as we wind up,
Yeah.
what would be your final words to anyone that is watching?
Yeah. Yeah, for everybody who is watching, I would be happy if you help me try to look for Veronica. You will have the pictures for her, and you can show it on this show.
Yes.
And anybody coming across her would just tell Veronica to not be afraid to come back home, because we are really waiting for her. We love her, and we want her to go on with her education. Yes.
And to her siblings?
To her siblings, take heart. God is going to show us where Veronica is. With the help, with everybody who is watching, we are going to get her back.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Shall we wind up?
Yes, please.
You've said all you needed to say?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. If you notice today's episode is a bit dim, please, I don't know who can take a shot aonyeshe. Leo tulikuwa tuna shoot na bulbs. we got here, guys, and blackout did what it does best, but you know the show must go on.
Yeah.
This is exactly how we are filming right now. So if you notice the quality is a bit low, please bear with us. But hashtag find Veronica. That's what we will be using right now in today's conversation. Hashtag find Veronica. If at all you know anything about Veronica, if at all you have seen the person in your screen or you have details that could help us find her, then could you please share them with me, info@lnn.digital, or could you also share them with Mom? Are there contact details and email that the public can use in case they spot Veronica?
Yes.
Yes.
They can use the foundation pleasant at gmail.com.
All right.
Yes.
All right. So is there a phone number, or we give the email only?
Email is okay.
Yes.
And the number would be, we do have the number on that picture.
All right, I'm going to put it here on the screen for you guys. So you can use that email or use that number. And if you have details that you think would be helpful towards, you know, just this case or things that could help also the DCI, I'm going to put their email right here. And also my email is up there, info@lnn.digital. If you know anything that the public does not know about Mom and her previous dealings and reasons why she can easily be accused of trafficking this girl, also please do share them with me or the DCI. But above all, I'll say what Mom has said. Can we first find Veronica? To us, the concern is she safe? Is she okay? And what can we do as the members of the public to make sure that she comes back, even if not in this institution, wherever she is, safe and sound? Please share those details with me. And to the person that forwarded me this story, thank you so much. I appreciate, and I hope we've opened this conversation and we can always pick from here. Again, I repeat, if you have details about this woman that you would also want to share anonymously, you can always email me if you're scared, or you can always go to the DCI. But above all, hashtag find Veronica. Thank you so much to my incredible team who has helped us put this episode together. Muga, Scholar, Joshua, asanteni sana. And of course to Kevin and Sam for compiling this episode and making sure it reaches you guys right on time. If you want to share your story on Tales of Wanjiku, use that email right there, and who knows, we could be sitting with you on our next episode. I've been your host, Lynn Ngugi. Tuonane kesho at 10 a.m. Bye-bye.